welcome to a new vlog. We are at Home Goods slash TJ Maxx combo. I've been seeing so many posts that people's TJ Maxx Home Goods are like stacked lately. Like not even just with summerween, but with like full on Halloween. Like not like completely stocked, but lots of stuff. I have not had luck at our Home Goods yet. I've had zero luck, not a single spooky thing to be found. Our Marshalls has been coming through.
Marshalls has been where
That's been great.
Yeah.
I've shown it in previous vlogs, which we will be going there next as well. But we figured we'd stop by Home Goods. Maybe we have some things. We're gonna see. And I also kind of want to pop into Walmart because word on the street is their summerween has started sprinkling in, so we're gonna check and see. So first stop is Home Goods. Let's see if we get lucky. We're at Marshall's now. TJ Maxx was pretty much flops all around. I mean, I did see a Jack Skellington like cookie jar and salt shaker, but arguably you can find those when it's not Halloween time also. So we'll see what Marshall's has. I don't want to get too overconfident, but every single time we've come to Marshall's, there's been stuff. Well, Marshall's was like, I mean, fine. Pretty much what we have already seen. The only new thing was a skeleton in a bathtub, so that was funny. But nothing that I needed or didn't already have. And then Walmart had nothing.
Nothing at all.
So today was flops all around. But that's okay, because I guess we're not spending money. So that's the only plus, I suppose. But
we always know it's a risk.
Yeah. Our area is definitely not getting with the times with summerween. Only Marshall so far has come through, but more days to come for sure. Oh my gosh, that's such a good color. These are so cute. Oh my gosh, this one's so cute. I'm getting it. Those are so cute. Look at the ones on the bottom too. We went out this evening and everything has changed since a few days ago. Our TJ Maxx slash Home Goods combo had so much Halloween. We had snippets of summerween, we had some classic Halloween. At the very end, I think I included like 2 clips of Marshall's. There was like a little tiered stand with a couple things and then a couple candles. Nothing too crazy at Marshall's. I didn't pick anything up from there, but we did get some stuff from TJ Maxx slash Home Goods. Some were more summerween specific. Some were more classic Halloween slash year round for us. So let's start with the summerween. I got another pool party buddy. So excited. This will look so cute with the other one from last time. And then I did find this spooky surf shack that I had my eye on. I think it's adorable and it's so much bigger than I thought. I was picturing like this size. This is huge. So I'm excited to add this to the ghosty pool party area. I'll redecorate that at some point and show you how it looks. And then the last thing that we deem as summerween is this blanket with bats. It's got the pink, orange, the blue, and the pink and orange is definitely like what calls to me the most with summerween, but we thought this was super cute. Actually, I was having a hard time deciding if we needed this one, and Zane put it in the cart. So we can thank Zane for this one. And then moving on to Halloween, got this cute kitty cat ghosty. I love her. She's cute. I love a ghost. I love a cat, so I had to have this. And then honestly, the next things are more dishware related and more year-round related. So got these little cups. They're like the Anthropologie style, except very plastic. The Anthropologie ones are definitely like a million times better quality, but these are super cute. So we got the like pinkish purpley one and then the dark gray. Then we got some dinner plates. We got 4 of these. These are just so cool. I love this like stone. It's like a smooth stone sort of texture and it has these like bats really subtly across it. So we got 4 of these and then we also got 4 of these smaller plates. Again, it has like kind of that smooth stone with the ghosties. As soon as we saw these, Zane and I both got really excited. We were like, I think we need those. So we love having like spooky plates year round. So that's the haul. I'm gonna find homes for these before we head out for our movie. We're seeing Elio tonight, and I'll show you how everything looks, and I'll tell you about the movie and all that when we get back. Hello, happy Saturday. I just got done filming, getting ready for the day. I'm heading to the salon soon to work, but I just wanted to check in because we did see Elio last night, like I mentioned, and it was just so cute. Little kid just wants to be out in space. He wants to be with the aliens. He ends up getting his wish, going out to space with the aliens, and then he has to like solve all these problems. It was so cute. It was heartwarming and so sweet. I loved all the different quirky characters and the aliens and stuff. It was so fun. Such a top tier like Disney movie. It was just so stinking cute. But anyway, I did want to take you downstairs and show you the little ghosty summerween pool party setup because it's very, very cute. So I'll show you that. And then I was thinking when I get home from the salon tonight, I would pick out my July TBR because this month is wrapping up. I feel like it's time for me to pick my TBR for next month, so that's the plan. Let's go look at my summerween setup. Beauty little pool party, beach club, summerween extravaganza. It's so cute. I just love this one as like a focal point. I love seeing the two different ghosties on their little floats. It's so fun. I did have more fruits, but I just moved them over to this side table, just kind of out of the way, because I couldn't hold everything anymore, but it just looks so fun. And then I put this summerween bat blanket on the blanket ladder just to go along with these, and I think it's so cute. Right, Riku? Do you love summerween? You think it's so fun? You think it's so crazy? How about you, Clionadh? Do you like summerween? You think it's so cool. Okay, hi. I am back home from work, and I wanted to pick out my TBR for July. I feel like I know what I want. This is very subject to change. I feel like I typically do stick to my TBR just because I feel like I give myself the right variety of what I want to read. Like enough like fantasy, thriller, romance, just so I can kind of bounce around. And I feel like I'm gonna stick to this because these are all books that I do want to read. But I don't know. We'll see. Like, it's such a, you know, it's just a loose idea. These are things that I'd maybe like to get to in the next month, but if I don't read these and I read other things, that's fine. If I only read half of these, that's also fine. If I exceed these and then read more, that's also fine. It's so chill. I don't try to put like strict rules on myself with reading. Like if the reading vibes are there and I'm in a big reading mood, great. If I either don't have the time or the energy or the mood to read a whole lot, that's also fine. It's supposed to just be for fun, you know? But I think I have it picked out. So I am gonna go with 10 again. I feel like 10's just been kind of my sweet spot the last few months. Like sometimes I read all 10, sometimes I don't. I think this coming month I might read 11, it might look like. Maybe just 10, we'll see. But I think I have 10 picked out. 2 are ebooks on the Libby app through my local library, just so I'm supporting the library. 2 are from Kindle Unlimited, just so I'm using Kindle Unlimited. I have 1 physical book that I want to reread because that's one of my goals for this year is to reread 1 book a month. And then I have 5 other books that are on my physical shelf. 3 I don't own yet because they are pre-orders that are coming in this coming month, but 2 of them I already have. So I think I have a good mixture here. I have a good mixture of like magical, whimsical, fantasy, a thriller, some contemporary romance in there. More of like a darker, is this considered dark academia? I'm not sure if it is. Or is it considered just fantasy? It's considered dark fantasy horror. Okay, cool. That sounds great. But we will get into that. I figured I would first talk about like what I'm currently reading because I feel like this might be a crossover between this month and next month. I think my reading wrap up for June will be up after this vlog, so you can check back in with that video to see what I did read, but I'm actually currently reading 2 books. I don't usually do that. I just couldn't really decide what I wanted to read next, so I started 1 physical and then I started 1 audio because this one in particular I like reading physical and audio. So the one I'm reading physical, I don't have it here because it's downstairs, but it's Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. Just like a spooky book. I don't really know what it's going to be about. I don't know the overall premise, but I know I like her books. It's going to have a spooky vibe, and it's going to be fun. It's a shorter book, so I don't think it'll be too long of a read. That one I'm pretty certain I'll finish by the end of June, but we'll see. It'll either be in the reading wrap-up for June, or it'll be in next month's reading wrap-up. We'll see what happens. And then I also just started listening to Glow of the Everflame, the second book in the Spark of the Everflame series. The first one was on my TBR for June. I did read it. I loved it. Spoiler alert for the reading wrap-up. I loved it so much. And I knew I was going to put this one on my TBR for next month, but then I was like, I think I'm ready to read it now. let's just get it started. And I did kind of listen half and half between audio and reading it physical with the first book. So I was like, let me just start this one as audio. I was listening to it as background noise on a run the other morning. And I was listening to it a little bit just now on the ride home from work. So very early into this book, very early into the other one. So just kind of bouncing between those two books. So that's what I'm reading right now. So those might bleed into July, but I'm not counting those as my TBR because that's kind of like an in-between. Those weren't on my TBR for June specifically, but just starting them now. But let's get into July's. Let's start with my Libby picks. So the one that I was just trying to Google and figure out the genre is I want to read Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo so bad. I've been wanting to read her books for such a long time, and this is one that I'm definitely interested in. Again, it's described as like dark fantasy horror according to Google. I don't know much about it. I just know that people love this book. They love her writing. I'm really excited to dive into just her writing in this world. Eventually, I may want to dive into this like Six of Crows series as well, because I think that could be fun. But I'm excited. I'm excited to read an author that I've just been really interested in but haven't gotten around to yet. So Ninth House has been on my list for a long time, so I'm excited to finally dive into it. And this next one, this one's debatable if I'll get to read it or not because I accidentally didn't place it on hold early enough and now it has a 7-week wait. But you never know with Libby. Sometimes it'll say it has like a 7-week wait and then it's available in 2 weeks. So this is a maybe, but it's Dream On, Ramona Riley by Ashley Herring Blake. This is the start of her new series. I loved her book Make the Season Bright that I read last Christmas time. I loved her Bright Falls trilogy that I just finished this past month. So I really like her writing. She does queer romances. They're super fun. And I'm excited to hopefully dive into this new series. Moving on to Kindle Unlimited, I'm just going to go ahead and put the third book in the Spark of the Everflame series on my list. Heat of the Everflame is what it's called. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my list because I have a feeling I'm going to blow through this second book. I'm hoping I will love it as much as the first. I can't see a world where I dislike the second one to a point where I don't want to continue. So highly likely that I will finish, love, and want to continue the series and move on into the third book. So Heat of the Everflame is definitely a highly anticipated, exciting read. When does the fourth book come out? I'm gonna be really sad if it's a long time from now because I'm already so invested in this series. Burn of the Everflame. July 14th of next year? Are we for real? I'm gonna finish these 3 books within like a month period and then have to wait a whole year. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot, but it'll be okay. I'm very invested in this series so far, so I'm excited. But the other Kindle pick I have is Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. I read the first one this month in June. Flawless, I think is what it was called. And it was fine. I wasn't super heavily invested in their relationship, but it was an interesting enough story. It was entertaining enough. I liked the writing, so I figured for now I will continue the series. I don't know if I'm committed to the entire like all 5 books, but we'll see. It could be a situation where like as I read more of these, this like setting and these characters might grow on me more and more. So I think I do want to get into Heartless, and I feel like that's a good little, you know, quick, easy read, something to break up some of these like fantasies that I have in mind. So that's my plan. My camera's about to die. Let me get a new battery. Why is it about to die? I've been working all day. So comfy, cozy, sitting here talking about books. I had to go change my camera battery, so that was great. But let's move on to, I guess, my reread. Let's talk about my reread for the month. I love this series. I loved this trilogy by Lucy Score so much. The first one is Things We Never Got Over. I loved this setting. I loved the town of Knockemout. I loved these characters. Absol, hello. Come here, buddy. Do you also love this book? Do you also love the town of Knockemout? Look at his little face. Look at his little face. He wants lovin's. He came up here crying. You miss me or something? Oh, you just want to be fully in the way. You know what? Your tail is the star of the show. But I would just love to revisit this town again. I'm curious if I will love it just as much as I used to because I loved this series. I mean, I still say that I love it. So I'm curious if I would love it again the second time around. So I figured I would maybe start this trilogy again. We'll see. I would like to get to this one. Moving on to my other picks. Like I said, 3 of them I don't have yet because they were pre-orders, but they are on their way to me. They will be here in the month of July, so they are definitely ones that I want to prioritize once they arrive. One of them is The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam by Megan Bannon. These are kind of like mystical, magical contemporary romances. Like there's a magical element, but it's not like a romantasy or a fantasy. Like it has more of that contemporary romance format, but just with a magical twist. So I've read the other two. They're up here, the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy and the Undermining of Twyla and Frank. And they're very cute. They're fun. So I'm excited to get to the third one. Also, going back to fantasy, the Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This is the third book in the Crowns of Nioxia series. And this actually did come out last year, but all the other ones I own on paperback. So I'm just I guess I was being patient if I was willing to wait, but I've been impatiently waiting for the paperback version to come out because I didn't want the hardcover. I'm getting less picky with that, where like my books have to match. Like I'm starting to care a little bit less, but I'd already committed to waiting for this one, so I just kept that going. But the paperback finally comes out in July, so that'll be coming to me, and I'm very excited. I'm excited to get back into this vampire romantasy world. I've really enjoyed them so far. And the last one that's on its way to me is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana. This is such a cute story. I have the first one here, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I don't think that they directly connect. It might just be similar world, similar format. The covers look similar, but I don't think they necessarily connect. I don't know. I don't know for sure. It doesn't say like number 2 in series or anything like that, but yeah, this one comes out mid-July. This one's actually been pushed back a lot. I think it was originally going to come out last year, but it just kept getting pushed back. But it's finally time. I think it's been like a year and a half since I read her other books, so I'm excited. I really liked it. Again, it was kind of like a more contemporary style book, but with a magical element, the witchiness to it, but it's not like a fantasy, if that makes sense. So I'm excited. I guess it's about a witch who's going to get her powers back, and now she's kind of reluctantly helping her aunt run like a bed and breakfast. That sounds fun. It sounds just wholesome and cute. And speaking of wholesome and cute, down to the last two that are on my physical, this little kitty cat book. Finding Mr. Perfect by Cody Gary. I read A Cat Cafe Christmas like 2 Christmases ago, I want to say. And then this is the second book in that, I think, duology. I don't know if there's going to be more than 2. I bought this like a year ago and still haven't gotten around to reading it. So I think it's time. It's cheesy and cute. It's in like a cat cafe setting. So it's fun. Very lighthearted. It's probably not going to be one of those books that's like a diehard like favorite, but just something cute and fluffy and easy and just for fun, like to break up some of the other things that I have. And last but not least, I do want a thriller in the mix. So I have Frida McFadden's The Tenant. I'm excited to dive into this one. I've been slowly reading through all of her books. Sometimes they are great hits. Sometimes they're meh. So we'll see how this one is. I've actually heard really good things about this one, so I'm interested in seeing what it's about and how it is. There's no place like home. Sounds like we're going to be dealing with a tenant situation. But yeah, those are my picks for July. We'll see what I get to. I want to know if you have any books that you're interested in reading coming up, like what's on your mind, what are you excited about? Have you read any of the books that I mentioned? Spoiler-free thoughts only. And yeah, I'm excited. I love books. I love reading. Excited to get into these. This seems like such a small pile because I only have 3 of them in my possession right now. Imagine there's 3 more physically on this stack and then 4 other ebooks, but I'm excited to dive into these. I can't wait to see how this month of reading goes, but I'm gonna go help Zane with dinner. We're gonna eat, and I think we might go on a little Wanda walk this evening as long as the weather stays good. It's not raining right now. It's hot, but it's not raining, so I'll take it.
Wanda. You made your choice. You don't want to walk.
Back in you go. Back to your strolley.